Hey folks, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be interacting with txt files using Python. I'm going to be doing that using the following three examples. The first example is going to be printing the number of lines present in the txt file. Second is going to be printing the count of each word in the file. And the third one is going to be printing the number line, that is the line number next to the each line in the file. So these are pretty basic actions that you can do on txt files using Python. So this will get you started on your Python and the files journey. There are a lot of things that you can do in txt files using Python, but this will get you started. So let's get started. So first we're going to be printing the number of lines present in a particular file. So I'm going to be showing you the expected output here. So in the expected output you can see the number of lines in the file is 2. So you want something like this that should print the number of lines in the txt file. So before we write the code, I'm just going to be giving you a glimpse of what the txt file looks like. This is the txt file. This is 5 lines in it. So my main goal is going to be printing out the number of lines in this file. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to make a comment saying read file. And after this, I'm just going to create a new variable df, and in this I'm going to be using the open command. So this open command is used to say open a file, right? So inside this you need to pass in the string format. That's going to be the name of the file that is in the string format. So I'm just going to do file1.txt. So here this command will just basically open the file so we can read the contents of the file, right? So the next thing that we're going to be doing is I'm going to create a new variable called read, which is equal to df dot read. Oops. Right. So this command or this function dot read is going to be getting all the contents of the file. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a simple print read. I'm going to click save, and I'm just going to go click on run. Here you can see it has it has printed out the output, that is the file, that is the contents of the file in this file.txt, right? So basically we have opened the file here and we have read the contents of the file, right? So I'm just going to comment this out. Now the next thing is going to be say counting, right? So basically our first line is going to be 1, right? The first line of any file is going to be 1. This won't be like the data structures, you'll be starting from 0 1 2 3. The first line is going to be 1, so I'm just going to declare that. So I'm going to do forward in read. So I'm going to use a for loop for iterations. It's going to be going through each of the words in the line, but I'm going to do if the word is equal to /n. So I need to read all the words from the next line, right? So this if loop is going to be checking if there is a new line in the file, and if there is a new line, I'm just going to say I'm going to increment the line thing by 1. So as soon as it checks for a /n in Python is just going to be a next line. So it's going to see line number 1. Okay. Next one, once again, there's a /n. Next, there's another /n. There's another one. There's another one. So it's going to be counting it. And then in the end, it's going to be incrementing this. So after this, I'm just going to go down here and I'm just going to print it saying number of lines in the file is, I'm going to add a comma and I'm going to put the line variable here that we declared previously. I'm going to clear this out and I'm just going to run this. Here you can see the number of lines in the file is 5. If we go back to our file, you can see there are 5 lines, and I can see that we have got the exact count of the number of lines in the file. So let's just go ahead and add some extra lines. I'm going to say hello once again. Sup. Alright, just going to save this. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to do Python. Oops. I'm just going to do line count. You can see number of lines is 8. So we have updated the data, and once again we have got a perfect output that says the number of lines in the file are 8, right? So now let's just go ahead and move to the next example. The next example is going to be printing the count of each word in the file, right? So we're going to go here. You can see these are the words in the file, and I'm going to go to the word count.py file, and here now I'm going to be showing you an expected output on the screen that sees like this. So you can see it has first printed the entire line. Next, we're going to be printing the number of times each word is repeated in the file, right, with the count next to it, right? So It's gonna be the same step. We're just gonna do text. We're gonna open it. We're gonna do open. We're gonna open this file again, and I'm gonna put it into quotes. I'm gonna do file1.txt, and there are different modes to open a file. There is a read mode, there's a write mode, there's an append mode. So for this case, I'm just going to do an R. That's going to be telling me it is in an read mode, so it makes no changes to the file.txt file, right? Next, I'm going to be creating a dictionary here. Okay, it's going to create a dictionary here that's going to be containing all the words, right? There's going to be an empty dictionary. So the next thing I'm going to do doing is, this is going to be, we're going to do again, we're going to just iterate through all this data that is there, and we're going to be using some different commands in this. That's the first one is going to be strip. The next one is going to be lower. Right, so now I'm going to be explaining you what are the, and we're going to be adding one more one. That's going to be word is equal to line dot split, and here I'm going to be passing the split condition. That's going to be the delimiter or the condition under which you want to split the words, right? So here I have used three different functions. So the first function is strip. So this is going to be removing the white spaces present. That means the spaces in the file is going to be removing those spaces in the file, right? The next one is lower. So we're going to be using this to convert all the words into lowercase to reduce any issues. Say I have a word here that says hey, but once again I'm going to add another word saying hey with the h in a lowercase. So we are going to be making everything into lowercase so we can add the words together. If we don't add the lower variable, it's going to be counting the capital H E Y differently and the small h E Y differently. And in the end, we're going to be splitting these words. We're going to be splitting the words with a space, right? So the next thing I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be going here. I'm going to do forward for each word in the word section, right? I am going to be doing if word in the dictionary, then I'm just going to increment this, right? D word is equal to D of the specific word, that is at +1. Oops, there was a made mistake. It's going to be words, right? And if it is not present in the dictionary, right, I'm just going to go ahead and declare it for the first time in the dictionary, right? So what I have done here is I am checking if the word is present in the dictionary. So this dictionary is going to be containing all the words with their count. So as you all know, a dictionary contains set of keys and values. So the key is going to be the word and the value is going to be, say, the count, the number of times it has been listed, right? So if the word is present in the dictionary, so if the word that we are stripped, that is there in the word section, now we have split it, we have stripped it, and we have lowered case all the data in it. So if the word is present in the dictionary, we're just going to increment it with 1. And if it is not present in the dictionary, we're going to be adding it and adding the value to 1, right? Okay, so now that we have got all the data, we have all the words present, I'm just going to go ahead, and now I think we need to print the words and the number of times it has been present in the txt file. So I'm just going to do, I'm going to be creating a for loop which is going to be used to print the word and the count, that is the number of times it is repeated, right? So I'm just going to do create a new variable key in list. So I'm just going to be making this dictionary into a list here, right? And then inside this, I'm going to be printing the key, right? I'm going to add a comma here. I'm going to add a semicolon here. So the key is going to be the word. And after this, I'm going to be a dictionary. I'm going to do the keys. So for each of the key that is there, it's going to be printing the value, right? So for, if this is, say, the hey word, right? So it's repeated twice. So HEY is going to be coming here. And after this, it's going to be the count. So it's printed twice. I think it's printed twice in this, so it's going to be printing out 2 here, right? I'm just going to click save. I'm going to just go to create a new terminal. I'm going to do Python word count, and here you can see we have successfully printed all the words with their counts. You can see HEY hey is printed twice, and I'm going to just go and check content. If it is printed twice, you can see there's one content here, there's two content here. So if I just go ahead and I can see there's only one blog, I'm just going to do blog, right? I'm going to go back here. You can see blog has been printed thrice. That means it is present in the file 3 times. So you can see we have successfully printed it out here, right? So now we're going to be going to the last example of this video. That's going to be printing the number or the line number next to each line in the file, right? So now I'm going to be showing you the output on the screen. Here you can see the line #1 with the line there, and there's second line, then there's a third line, there's a fourth, and there's a fifth. So for this example, I'm just going to be clearing this out, makes it look more better. Click on save. I'm going to go to the number line.py file, and once again we need to open the file. That's going to be same. So I'm just going to do file, which is equal to open, and I'm just going to add the file name, right? So the file is going to be file1.txt, and again I'm going to be opening this in the read mode, right? And again I'm going to be doing the file contents. In this I'm going to be doing file.read, and after this I'm just going to be declaring the number of lines that are present in the file. I'm going to declare this to 0, right? So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do line. There's a variable called line, and in this I'm going to be doing the file contents dot split. I'm going to be splitting this to each line, since we need to specify, we need to get the count, right? And then we need to paste the line number to each. So we need to split them out to each line. And after that, after we have got that, I'm just going to do line underscore count, and in this I'm going to be doing using the len function, and I'm just going to do the line function. I'm just going to count how many lines are present in the file, right? And then I'm just going to do a short print statement that says number of lines in the file are, and I'm just going to be doing the line underscore count that gives us a count of number of lines that are present in the file. So now I'm going to be creating a new variable called new contents. I'm going to be just keeping this as an empty variable. Then I'm going to be declaring a new variable called line index. That's going to be 1, since each line is going to be starting from the first line. As we discussed before, we want to add the line number to each of the lines here, but I don't want to affect the main, that is the original data. I don't want to touch the original data. I want to create a new file. Hence we have created this new variable called new content. So inside this new contents, I'm going to be adding all the values using a for loop, and then we're going to be putting the number, that is the line number, before each of the line in the file. So I'm just going to open a new for loop. I'm going to do for line in lines, right? And in this I'm going to be creating the new contents variable here, which is going to be equal to the new contents once again, and I'm going to be adding the line here. So as we had seen in the expected example, I want a line hashtag here, right? And then I just want the line index that is going to be there, right? And then after this I just want the data, that is my file. I'm going to be adding the line number here. So this is going to be line hashtag the index, and then the line number that's going to be there. And then after this I want it to happen on a new line, right? So I'm just going to do a /n here. I'm going to do a /n here, so it goes to each line. And after this I'm just going to go ahead and just increment my line index so that it keeps on going to a new line. I'm going to do line index is equal to line index plus 1. So after this I'm going to be going ahead and creating a new file, right? So I'm just going to do new file, that is equal to open, and I'm going to be adding the name of the file. So this is going to be numbered file, right? And I'm going to be opening this, say, in the write mode. Since I want to write data to this file, I'm going to be adding it in the, I'm going to be opening this new file in the write mode. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to do new file is equal to, I'm going to do new file dot write. So now we're going to be using the write. I'm just going to be using the write command here, that is going to be writing the new contents to this file, and in the end I'm just going to be printing a confirmatory statement that is saying the new file has been created. I'm going to go ahead and click on save. So this is what your final code is going to be looking like. If we open the file, we write the contents, we declare the number of lines, then in this section we got the number of lines present in the file. Then I declared a new contents variable, declare the index from which we want to start. Since it's a txt file, I'm going to start with the line number 1, and then we opened a for loop for each line that is present in the file. We're going to be adding the line there, which we'll declare to the new contents variable. Then we opened a new file using the open command in the write mode so that we can edit and write data to the file. And after that, we wrote the new contents to it, and then we printed a confirmatory message in the end. So I'm just going to go here, I'm going to do a CLS. I'm just going to go ahead and just let's run the code. Okay, so we got an error saying no file. Okay, we did not, the file name that we added was wrong. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and run the new, I'm going to be running the code. I'm going to put number line.py. Right here we can see we have made a mistake here. We just need to change this to new contents. I mistakenly wrote the wrong spelling for contents. I mistakenly forgot the name of the variable, so I'm just going to go here to CLS. I'm going to do run. Here you can see the new file has been created. Now if I go back here, why is it showing this? So we go back to the file. Here you can see, okay, there is only one line printing. So if we, let's just go and check the code. Okay, we made a mistake here. The number of lines is this variable line count. If I paste this here, I'm going to save CLS. I'm just going to be deleting this one, and I'm going to go ahead and run the code again. Okay, we have made a mistake here. The /n has to be a backward /n. That's why it's not able to go to the next line. Hence, the line #1 is only coming on the first part of the file, or first part of the line. So I'm just going to do a CLS here. I'm going to delete this file here, and I'm going to go ahead and run this. You can see the number of lines are 5. The new file has been created. So if I go back in the file, you can see here line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5 have successfully been printed. So this is all. So in this txt, you can see that the lines have been printed in front of each line. So this is all for this video. I hope you have understood how to carry out basic functions on txt file using Python. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, and for more content, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.